Hello everyone. Thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel, Get Crafty with Sally. My name is Sally Poole. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. If you've ever wanted to make clouds for the backgrounds of your cards, I will show you how to make your own cloud template. There's plenty of them out there that you can purchase if you want, but this is a fun and easy way to do it yourself. So let's get to it. What I am going to use is a window sheet that Stampin' Up! Sells. This is a quarter of a 12 by 12 sheet, so it's 6 by 6. You could actually get 4 of these out of it if you wanted to, but I don't think you want to make 4 cloud stencils. So there's several different ways you can do this. I am kind of picky, so what I did was wandered around the house looking for little circular items that I could draw my little scallops with. So you could use things like the ink refill bottles. This is a pill bottle for my dogs. This is a little bottle with embossing powder in it. You could use the cap off of your paper piercing tool. All kinds of things. Just look around your house and see what you can find. But I think probably the easiest thing to use is just regular coins, and we've all got those around the house. Let me make sure I'm in the camera, okay, and I can see there's a big reflection from the ring. What I'm gonna do is take just a regular Sharpie, and this one is a fine point. And I'm going to start by going up into this corner, and I'll just go part way around that quarter, and you can see I already smeared it a little bit, but that's not going to make any difference. So let me grab my nickel, and I'm not going to be able to stick my head under here in the camera. So make a partial circle. You don't want, a whole big area around the coin. And depending on, the size of clouds that you want, that depends on what you're going to use to do these circles with. So you can just see how I barely have the penny in there. And I'll just do a little spot like that. Then I'll take my nickel and I'm going to start to go back up. So you don't want them all just to, go scallop, scallop, scallop straight across your piece. Clouds are pretty random and magnificent. So I think I'm going to grab another quarter for this corner too. So anyway, I'm sure can get the idea from that. I don't know if you can see that or not. So what I did was went completely around all 4 sides of the window sheet, and then I took my scissors and went around and fussy cut along all of these. And I am not a good fussy cutter, but this really doesn't take very long. So this is what I ended up with. You can see all four sides of it have little scallops on it. So if you get done and you get it cut out and it looks like mine and you can see Sharpie everywhere and that bothers you, doesn't bother me, you can clean the Sharpie off with anything with alcohol in it will break it down and it'll come off, like hand sanitizer, rubbing alcohol, that kind of thing. You can also do this on paper if you want. You can see that I have not actually inked this up and done anything with it. The only thing about paper is you're going to have all of your different inks all over here and you can't clean it off, which is okay. You could just make another one if you want. If you're really good, and I'm not, you could just freehand these little scallops with your Sharpie and then cut them out. And maybe if you're doing it on paper, you have a scan and cut machine that could cut it out for you. I have a scan and cut. I don't use it very often. I'm not sure that it would cut this window sheet. It probably would. It wasn't worth it for me to get it out and try since it cut out so quickly. So this, if you do it on the window sheet, it's pretty sturdy. It's going to last a long time, and you will be able to clean the ink off of it. So when you're done with it, you can just run it under your tap water or wipe it with a towel and then let it dry, and it'll be ready for the next time you want to use it. So let me show you how I use this. So I've got a piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to use Lemon Lolly and Bubble Bath today. So let me open these up. And you don't have to do, you know, just a regular, normal blue sky. This one, I used just balmy blue, and then I wanted to add a little bit of ground at the bottom, so I used crumb cake. And I don't know if you can see these little specks or not, but I took that stamp from, oh gosh, I can't think of what it's called now, and I should have brought it out here. The Ocean View one, it has a little like stamp with pebbles on it or sand. You could use that on here, or maybe you've got some stamps that have snowflakes that are just dots that you could put on there. And while I'm talking about this one, after I stenciled the clouds on, I just took a piece of white cardstock and I tore it by hand. And then you can lay it on your clouds. I don't know where I had this. Looks like right there. And then you can take your blending brush, and I used crumb cake down here, and then just blend the ground into the piece. So that's how you do that. So back to this. We've got our paper and our Cloud Stencil, and I'm going to take some Lemon Lolly and I'm just going to gently rub along that stencil. You can either do it just right along the edge, or you can make bigger circles and make the color go up further. So there's a yellow one. Let me do another yellow one, and I'll do the circles a little bit bigger so you can see what it looks like to get more color. So I'm turning the stencil as I go along. Oops, I just put my pink in my yellow. So now I'm going to use my bubble bath. And I think these two colors are kind of fun and whimsical together. So I'm going to line part of this stencil up on one of the cloud pieces from the pink. And then I'll just blend that down in there till it hits the pink. Turn it again. Let's do a pink with a little more flourish to our rubbing. And then let's just put a little tiny bit of yellow up here. So you could also use, now I can't think of what they're called, sponge daubers if you want. You might get a darker, more definite line with those if that's the look you're going for. So there's what that looks like. And you can see here where I got a lot of yellow there and there's a lot of pink. You can also go back in if you want and add color without the stencil if you want. And you don't have to just add yellow to yellow. You can add a little extra color here if you want. You know how sometimes you'll look up at the clouds and go, wow, I don't even know how those colors are possible. I don't know if you can see that or not. So you might like that kind of a look with toning down the white a little bit with the color. So this example is, I started out with Balmy Blue, and then I added some Orchid Oasis, and then I added some Highland Heather, or excuse me, that one's Gorgeous Grape. I sponged in or blended in some Highland Heather here. There's actually some yellow here. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then I added a little bit of pink down here. These are pretty crazy and close together. I kind of just did this as examples of different colors. So you might want to do it that way, you might not. So remember that you can also make them landscape or horizontal. You don't always have to do it this way. These two, I usually start with a quarter of a sheet of cardstock. So you would take an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and cut it into quarters. So you would have 4 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 5.5. And then sometimes I trim them down to 4 inches by 5 1/4 with my paper trimmer. And sometimes I use my rectangle stitched dies. So depending on the look that you're going for, and I usually like to put another matte layer behind these pieces. So I always have that in mind when I'm trimming or die cutting these. You can also, you're not just, of course, limited to clouds. You could make a stencil for hills if you want. So you could just do something like that. This would be easy just to cut freehand and not even draw it. So those are fun. Saves you from buying a stencil like that. So that is my little project for today. I just got ink all over my thumb. So I do have a sample card that I made with this technique. So this is, and of course I didn't bring the stamp set over here. Let me see, perennial postage. No, that's not right. Just a second, let me see if I can find the stamp set, sorry. Sending Love. It is from the Sending Love, and I used the dies for this, so I'm not sure you can see the background on here, but I did use the Lemon Lolly and the Bubble Bath. So that is what you can add onto a card by making the background with the Cloud Stencil. So my next video, I will show you how I put this cute card together. So come back and, I don't know, sometime this week I'll probably get it posted, but I hope that you will try this. It is fun and I think you'll enjoy it. So thank you for stopping by. And if you like my videos, remember to hit the like button, share my video with your friends and family, and it would be awesome if you would subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye now.